The air thickened, not with dust, but with the weight of ages. You stand at the precipice, a space where the familiar crumbles, not in defeat, but in a deliberate unraveling. This is not an end, but a necessary dismemberment. You've heard the stories of gods brought low, of kingdoms shattered. But this is not a lament. It is the blueprint, the sacred geometry of ruin revealed in the hushed chambers of lost temples. The collapse of what was is the opening of what truly is, a covenant whispered in the silence between falling stones. And real quick, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. Now let's keep going. The chamber is not a tomb of endings, but a crucible of beginnings. You, the seeker, are the vessel. The walls, rough-hewn and ancient, hold the echoes of countless journeys. Feel the coolness of the stone, the scent of earth, and something indefinable, something spiritual. This is the architecture of loss, not as a place of despair, but as a sacred space for rebirth. Here, the fragments of your former self are no longer scattered burdens. They are the raw materials for a profound reassembly. The darkness presses, not with a threat, but with an invitation to look inward. Osiris, the divine king, knew this intimately. His sacred code was not of permanence, but of fragmentation. His dismemberment was not a tragedy to be mourned, but the ultimate initiation. Each severed limb, each scattered piece, held a potent truth, a divine fragment waiting to be understood, to be recalled by its true essence. This act of dissolution was the key. The unlocking of a hidden law of return, of being made whole again from the very substance of your own undoing. Isis, the great sorceress, did not simply gather the broken pieces of Osiris. Her magic was deeper, a recall of essence, a reawakening of memory. She did not rebuild him as he was, but invoked what he always was at his core. Her tears were not of sorrow, but of potent invocation, weaving the divine song of his being. She reminded the scattered fragments of their divine source, of the unbroken light that resided within them. Her act was one of remembrance, of calling forth the soul's deep knowing. Set, the brother, the adversary. He is not the villain of a simple tale, but the crucible itself, the force that compels the act of breaking. He is the storm that scatters the seeds, the fire that purifies. Set is the catalyst, the shadow that makes the light visible, the chaos that births order. His actions were not born of malice alone, but of a cosmic necessity, a primal force essential for transformation. Anubis, the jackal-headed guardian, he does not preside over the silent stillness of eternal death. He stands watch at the very edge of the abyss. He is the watcher of thresholds, the guide into the unknown territories of transformation. Anubis guards the passage from one state of being to another. He stands at the liminal space, where the old self dissolves and the new is yet to form. His presence is a silent promise of safe passage for the spirit. The duet, the realm of the gods and the departed, is not a prison. It is not a place of eternal punishment, but a vast, cosmic library, an archive of existence. This underworld is the repository of all deeds, all thoughts, all lives lived. It is where the record of your heart's journey is meticulously kept. Here, the echoes of your choices are etched into the fabric of reality, waiting to be understood. The underworld is not a trap, but a sacred space of revelation and remembrance. There the scales are set, not of judgment, but of alignment. On one side, the weight of your accumulated actions, your lived experience. On the other, the feather of Ma'at, the divine principle of truth, of cosmic order. This is no condemnation. It is a mirror, a reflection of your soul's adherence to the universal laws. Are your actions in harmony with the divine flow? Can your heart rest lightly, unburdened by dissonance? The scales reveal the truth, not to condemn, but to guide you toward resonance. The journey into the underworld initiates the alchemy of Negredo. It is the necessary phase of blackening, of dissolution. The sacred darkness where the old self must burn away. This is not an end to be feared, but a profound purification, a breaking down of illusions, of attachments, of everything that no longer serves your true essence. It is in this deep shadow that the seeds of transformation are sown, hidden from the blinding light of the ego. Beneath the visible ruin, a current flows. It is the law of return, deeply embedded in the fabric of existence, as essential as breath. Your reassembly is not an arduous struggle, but an inherent movement of the cosmos, a divine imperative that unfolds when the conditions are met. This return is not earned through effort alone, but recognized as an intrinsic law of being. A promise encoded in the very nature of creation. The current beneath the chaos is the silent hum of inevitable reintegration. From the ashes of Negredo, albedo begins to dawn, the whitening. A luminous illumination that emerges from the sacred darkness. You see the ruins not as remnants of loss, but as the foundation of something new. The light begins to filter through the cracks, revealing the newly formed structures within. This is the dawn of clear sight, where the patterns of your life are understood in their divine context. The illuminated fragments begin to coalesce. Then comes rubedo, the reddening. The final stage of the great work, where the alchemical elements are fully reassembled and perfected. This is the symbolic birth of the divine king within you, the integration of all fragmented pieces, now shining with a unified, potent light. You rise not as you were, but as a being transformed, resonant with the cosmic order of Maat. Your reign begins. Horus, the victorious sun, is born of this profound death and resurrection. His vision is not one of earthly conquest, but of seeing through the veil of illusion forged in the fires of his father's sacrifice. The eye of Horus, the Ujat, sees with perfect clarity, gifted insight born from witnessing the collapse and the subsequent rebuilding. It is the symbol of restored wholeness. Horus's victory is the universal truth that what is broken can be made whole, and that from death, life can ascend with greater power and wisdom. This awareness is the birthright of all who pass through the sacred fires. Remember this, the myth is not a tale of ancient gods on distant altars. It is the blueprint of your own soul's journey. The very fabric of your being yearns for this cycle. The journey of Osiris, Isis, and Horus is etched in your own cellular memory. The collapse, the fragmentation, the recall, the reassembly, it all echoes within you. You are always returning, even in the deepest shadows. The vow of wholeness is the inherent promise of your existence. The fulfilled vow resides not in some distant temple, but within your own awakened heart. Now make sure to subscribe for more videos and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. We'll see you in the next one.